Ben, Billy Joe Saunders has been back with you for a few weeks now, preparing for his fight in Stevenage on the 18th of May. How's he been for you?
Yeah, good. He's been good. He's like you said, we've worked together for a long time, so we've got a good relationship already. It's not like a stranger coming in. We know how each other work, and I know him very well, boxing-wise, inside and outside the ring. So it's been a smooth transition.
So he's been up in Manchester now for 4 or 5 weeks, and he seems settled up here. You know, where Billy's thing is, his accusation before is he can't stay in the same place for 5 minutes, but you seem to have got him settled staying up here.
Yeah, he's settled because it's still a new look for him at the minute. You know, a new gym, and I've got to say the gym here, Ricky Hatton's gym, it's got an unbelievable atmosphere, fantastic vibe, and everybody enjoys it. You know. So it makes life a little bit easier as well.
Before we go on to his fight in the future, yourself, what's it going to be like for you running a corner in Stevenage, a few miles from where you and your family all come from?
Yes, it'd be good, enjoyable, it'd be easy. Be easy to travel back home, which would be nice, but that's a lie actually, because the next day we'll be going straight to Vegas. I've just thought about that, so looks like I won't be going home.
No, but is it nice for you? You know, you're a young upcoming trainer, and the biggest fight in the area ever. You're a central figure in it, so to speak, even if you're not fighting.
Yeah, I suppose when you put it like that. But at the end of the day, I think it doesn't matter where it is. You know, it could be anywhere for me because I just focus on the job. And you know, there's plenty to keep me occupied with, so you don't really get a chance to think about where you actually are.
What sort of threat does Shifat Isufi pose?
Yeah, he's a little bit of an unknown quantity. He's not really been put at this sort of level. He's on a very good winning streak. If you give him an opportunity to let his hands go and put his hands together, he can do that well. And he looks relatively heavy-handed, so we know what we've got to do, and Billy Joe will put on a good performance, I'm sure.
At this moment in time, where do you see Bill's future? Is it super middle or middle?
It depends, because the frustrating and bad thing is nobody is ever going to turn around and say to their boxer, that's a good fight for you, Billy Joe Saunders, because everybody knows it's not. So it's going to be hard for him to get opportunities. People aren't going to take risks unless he forces it. So MTK and Frank Warren have got their hands full to try and get Billy Joe those sort of opportunities. But hopefully we can. Looks like Ramirez is going to move up, so I'm sure Billy Joe will be upgraded after this win and become the WBO full super middleweight champion. And then we can look and see where the options lie and the best way to go.
You're happy for him to go to middleweight if there's good options there?
Yeah, definitely. Billy Joe is a middleweight. The only reason he's going to super middleweight is because it's hard for, like I say, it's hard for him to get those opportunities because nobody's going to take that risk, and I can't blame him. Like I say, if I was in charge of any of them, I'm not going to be pointing the finger and saying that's the man you should be boxing. Take that chance, So I can understand it, and the only reason he's gone to super middleweight is because an opportunity's opened up.
And your other big stable star, Tyson Fury, where Tyson's out in June. What's the latest with Tyson? Is there any update on what he's up to and where he is in camp?
Yeah, Tyson, he hasn't stopped training since his last fight, while he's been ready to box for God knows how long. So we've given him a week off. We've been trying to get him to have a week off for a long time, but he's finally got it, took the advice on board, and he's having a little bit of time out of the gym, let himself recover, make sure he doesn't go over the hill. So he's having a little rest. He'll be back this weekend, and looking forward to knuckling down.
What about yourself after Las Vegas? Do you get a break then for a month or so?
I had a couple of weeks, yeah. I went away to Orlando. I went to Orlando for a couple of weeks and spent a few nights in New York, come back, and then obviously I had Isaac Lowe was boxing. First of all, we was expecting Tyson to be out early. I went to Marbella, started the training camp, realised it wasn't going to be, then come back. Isaac got a date, back to Marbella. Then I had another lad, Mohammed Rabi. He was boxing in Germany, so went to Germany for that, come back, and then Billy Joe rang me, and now we're back in camp again.
Before we let you go, Ben, one question: a fight that you're not involved with, Josh Warrington against Kid Galahad. Who do you think wins? And if you can break it down in your opinion as a trainer.
I think that's a very, very good fight, and I think that fight boils down to game plans and who can make the adaptations. I think that Josh Warrington's very clever in how he does things. He likes to. Should I say it really? Should I assess it?
Yeah.
So what Josh will do, Josh will circle around the outside of the ring, and naturally what I found other fighters to do is sort of underestimating him and naturally go okay and step towards Josh, which is like what he wants to do. So you're doing the hard part for Josh. You're actually closing the gap for him. He'll meet you with the first phase, hit you with the second phase, and do the same thing again. Naturally, they get caught and then they think okay, and all of a sudden before they know it, they're chasing Josh and doing the hard work for him. I think that for Barry, if he can recognise that, make that adaptation. He's a tricky fella himself. I don't think he'd be lured into Warrington's tricks, and I think that Barry will have the respect for Josh, because I think Josh was beaten twice as an amateur as well. Is that right?
Junior amateurs, yeah.
Yes. So Barry's not going to underestimate him, but it's an interesting one because then it boils down to can Barry match Josh if it gets to a mid-range, short-range fight? Then if Barry can manage to dictate the tempo and wants to keep it long, can Josh match him there? He showed that he was able to do that with Frampton. So the thing with Barry is he's a little bit of an unknown quantity himself, because we've not found his limit yet. So it's interesting. The same with Warrington, we haven't found his limit yet. So it's a really, really, really good fight, and I think that whoever can make the most adaptations and sort of dictate their game plan on the fight will come out on top.
If I gave you a tenner now and said it was a free bet, where would it go?
Oh, fiver and a fiver.
Thanks a lot.